going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 1076 of Flow Wrestling Radio Live. I'm your host, Christian Piles, on this fine Thursday morning here in Austin, Texas. To my right, James Dean Rader. To the left, he had to make this more safe for work dress, because when this dude rolled up, Spay had no use for those buttons. 50% of those buttons not used.
Bringing it back.
He's popping them off.
Oh, he's
Good style.
This is probably the first time a lot of our watchers are seeing you not in a Hawaiian.
Yeah, not in a Hawaiian top.
Yeah, mix it up. This is for my good friend Edward Bauer. So
Oh, wow.
You and Eddie go back, huh?
I knew you two
That's
were
right.
close.
Me and Thomas Bahama, Edward Bauer, we vacation together.
And a man who likes Spay, hasn't purchased clothes in the last 15 years.
You were just complimenting my jacket on the last show. You made me stand up on this stool.
Let me correct. Who hasn't purchased clothes that were made in the last 15 years.
Correct.
There we go. So now I'm accurate. That's actually what I meant to say. His name's Tyler Meisinger.
That's my name.
He went to Michigan State.
Yes.
Can't be mad at them. We're streaming. They're open this weekend.
Yeah.
So
Great.
you can't redact that growl officially.
I redact it.
Thank you.
Well, but I can't be mad that you said I went to the wrong school.
I know.
Don't gaslight me.
I'm not gaslighting. Okay. Great week of wrestling coming up. Pretty loaded weekend. A lot of action live on Flow. Maybe Tyler, at some point, you can kind of give the rundown of the main action that's going to be live on Flow. But
Okay.
we don't have to necessarily start there. James, what's up with you? What are you thinking?
So you, this morning, created a kind of top 10 storyline
Yeah.
you're watching this weekend. Let's run down 10 to 1.
Okay, 10-1, my order. It can't be argued, but there's probably a better order we could have come up with. All right, there's a lot of things I'm really excited about coming into this to this weekend. Number 10 for me, a video went out yesterday with my 157-pound predictions, where I predicted one Meyer Shapiro, probably a surprise to no one, to win the NCAA wrestling tournament. And I want to see what he's going to do at the Journeyman this weekend. Could potentially see Ed Scott along with a couple other ranked guys. How is he going to look from his true freshman year? This is now his true sophomore year. We've seen a lot of jumps. Maybe it's sort of anecdotal from last year, but we saw Caleb Henson, Jesse Mendez, and one other true sophomore win NCAAs last year. I can't remember who.
Figs was a junior.
Hold on, it'll come to me. Maybe not. Doesn't matter.
You might be thinking finalist.
It happened. You know,
You might be thinking of Mitchell Messenbrink.
No. It doesn't matter. Oh, Levi, right?
Levi Haynes.
It was Levi.
Correct.
So yes. So those three, everyone knows I'm very high on Meyer and his point scoring ability. I think he's going to see some pretty good talent. What do you guys think about Meyer this year? Am I too bullish on young Meyer?
No, I think it's you gotta make predictions. You gotta say what you think, and a guy like Meyer Shapiro is well positioned to make that kind of leap. And you do see it every year, and you made some good points. Those are excellent examples, and I'm rooting for it just because Meyer Shapiro is really fun to watch.
Yeah.
Like if you're giving me a list of guys, no offense to any other guys, but I want to name them. But Meyer is like, all right, I want to see what he does. His leg attacks, the way he changes direction, side to side, lateral movement is pretty fantastic. So I think he brings a lot of special tools and abilities to the mat. So
He also brings a little bit of an element of, like, not just in the excitement, but like he's sort of unpredictable, kind of both directions. Like it's like, oh, is he gonna hold up? Is he gonna, just watching him, he had a pretty tough schedule last year, so want to see how he's handling all that. Maybe when we're doing this, if you can just have the pools up on the side for us to
pools.
The
pools.
Yeah.
Oh,
We were
Wranglemania.
talking about?
Yeah.
In ground, above ground.
Barton Springs.
Another thing I was Barton Springs. The other thing I was thinking about with Meyer is, it makes sense, but I would love to see what he could have done at 70 senior level. Feels like that's a good weight for him. Like, as we look for this next crop for Team USA, like, it's going to happen at some point. Is Meyer going to be part of that? He's a junior world champ, really, really good at freestyle. I think freestyle is his best style. I think we could be looking at someone that's going to be pushing for world teams, on the soon side.
He's got to make a jump to get to that world team level, to take out guys like James Green. But, I don't think he needs to make a super big jump to win an NCAA title from where he was at last year. This is a guy who he was, I think, number 1 coming out of high school. A lot of hype around him. You were predicting him to win a title as a true freshman, and he took 3rd, right, last year. And now the champ from that weight is gone. So even if he doesn't make a big jump, he's still going to be a national title contender, if not favorite.
He was in the conversation last year, and now with Levi gone, it's, he's a big part of that conversation. He could see guys like, I mentioned Ed Scott. Who else could he see? Kreiser from Illinois, potentially Jude Swisher. So not the it's not the top 5 guys, but, Ed Scott's
a good test.
Super proven guy. So excited to watch him. That's my number 10. Number 9, maybe pull up like the FRL article Kozak did, but all these high schoolers wrestling at the FRL, very excited for that, including PJ Duke, who I think is going to have potentially a really strong showing in a pretty tough weight. He's going 70 kilograms again. Could see Will Luwan, Bryce Andonian, along with others. I think Colin Rath is also going 70. So excited to watch him, but you've also got Jax Forrest, Nate Desmond, Sam Herring, Kobe Merrill, among others, wrestling in high school ranks at Bill Farrell this weekend. That is live on Flow, much like the Journeyman event as well.
Yeah, post-Olympic in the same year and kind of the first part of the year leading up to the next year are always kind of weird, maybe a little down in terms of your other years leading up to the Olympics. But it's good to see the high school guys throwing their hats in the ring. Duke Mafia.
Yeah, I call him Duke Mafia now because of our buddy Che on Twitter, who is he's a good troll. I don't know. I don't put him spay tier because I don't know if that's possible.
I don't even. Yeah, he's kind of a troll, but it's like the kind of trolling that you welcome because he has a good sense of humor.
He is actually funny.
Yeah, people miss that. They're like, trolling is just being annoying. No, trolling is being funny, and you get somebody to you trip him up online or something. That's a good troll. He's a good troll.
He has, I forget his best one, but he's had some good ones for sure. But yeah, he's a big PJ Duke guy. Maybe ironically, I think because his guy, what's the guy's name from Vaitakayev? Yeah, beat PJ, but he was the dude that was gassing so badly.
And all the American fans were like, PJ Duke, hyping PJ up a little bit, and he's like, no, he's gonna walk over him. And then the fact that he gave him a really tough match, it's like, oh, okay, well maybe it's time to give PJ a little hype as well, and that'll make his guy look better.
Yeah. So excited to watch PJ tangle at the Bill Farrell. Kyle Snyder also wrestling at Farrell, which is notable.
Definitely the biggest name I think in those entry lists so far.
Yeah, well, hard to top that one. Any other thoughts on the high schoolers?
I think it's cool that if for the freestyle fans, you get another tournament right around the corner. Even though we just finished Olympics Part 2, World Championships of non-Olympic weights. And now we get a little bit more. And the Farrell's always cool. It's in a location that's not designed for wrestling. It's just a gym of an office building basically in Midtown Manhattan, right next to Central Park. And they just push all the gym equipment out of the way, and they roll out 3 mats, and there you go.
There you have a tournament.
What day is that? Saturday or Sunday or both?
So it starts tomorrow. So I think it's Friday.
Saturday.
Boom, bam.
Oh. Okay, my number 8. This is big. It could be bigger. But Drayshawn Ross dropped his top 4. Iowa State, Iowa, Penn State, Oklahoma State. Obviously, Drayshawn, a highly coveted recruit. Those are 4 really strong programs. Any surprises for you guys on that top 4?
No, I mean, you got the 2 big schools in Iowa and then your 2 powerhouses outside of the state of Iowa.
Do you guys have any read or feel on where he may be leaning?
I don't know. I mean, you know me. I would like to see him stay in Iowa.
I think,
Specifically,
well, either Iowa or Iowa State. Did you see Tom Brands in his media day? He was talking about Drake Allen. He goes, and don't forget, he's from Dirty Dodge. That's wrestling country up there where the dirt is black.
He's allowed to say Dirty Dodge. If you're not from Iowa, you have to.
No, we can all say Dirty Dodge.
All right.
You can all say Dirty Dodge.
Okay.
It's for Dodge. That's fair game.
But yeah, I mean, Penn State definitely in the mix there. Iowa State, I think.
Is he looking to play football wherever he goes as well?
To me, what I love most about this graphic, Tyler, since you bring that up, 4 wrestling Drayshons and just 1 football Drayshawn.
Yeah, just
with sort of a nondescript school. So it feels like he's getting swung a la Mason Paris to the football direction.
I feel like for me, I just immediately accepted to protect my heart a while ago. He's just going to play football. He's not going to wrestle, So this to me is encouraging to see all the singlets. It's like, wow.
I felt the same like a couple of years ago. They're like, oh, he's a football guy. He'll play football. He's got offers from X, Y, and Z. But now it seems like he's going to go. But what else is interesting on this commitment graphic on Instagram? Comments from Jax and Bo. Jax says, will it be together? ? Eyes. And then Bo Bassett says, I want to go where Drayshawn Ross is at. Let's go.
let's go.
I don't know how, is it realistic that these 3 would be a package deal? I don't know. I think they just have been on visits together and probably just get along really well. But that would be.
Yeah, all the kids are always posting together or like commenting together. I don't think this is any indication that they are a package deal or anything.
Definitely not.
But is it an indication that maybe those guys are also thinking about these schools?
Well, yeah, those 4 are still.
But what I'm saying is like, man, if you're a fan of a different school that's not on this graphic that you thought maybe you'd get Bo or Jax, and now you see them leaving comments like this, you're like, oh man, have they also narrowed it down to these 4 or to less than these 4?
I think that's probably a savvy read, possibly realistic. I feel like there are some big schools that play for Jax and Bo that aren't on this list, but you think about Ohio State, you think about Big Blue, Michigan, among others that are in the mix. But yeah, it does always, and with Bo and his giant list that is getting pared down ever so slowly. Princeton was removed this week.
Yeah, we had a update. We had one in the month.
I know.
Bachelor's back.
Yeah, Bo Bachelor is back in the mix. But it did always feel like it's probably going to come down to this big 4 or 5 with Ohio State and potentially Michigan in the mix. So
I mean, for darn near every top 5 recruit, you got to think Iowa, Penn State, Oklahoma State is the front running 3.
Yeah, it'll be in the mix at the very
end.
Yeah. I mean, it is an encouraging sign that he made that Drayshawn Ross made that post, but I'm still kind of operating under the assumption that he had 2 football pictures in the background as well from those teams. I mean, that's reading too much, or whoever did the graphic for him, or maybe Drayshawn did it.
I think he's wrestling.
Yeah, I would love to see it, but there's so much money in football. It's like that's a whole nother topic.
That's on the way out.
It's a fad. We're done with football,
especially with NIL. Like you can actually make money in college football now.
It's just coming out of high school. He's going to make 6 figures.
What does
potentially? I don't know.
I mean, could he not do that in wrestling?
Maybe
I'd like to see
school.
it. But yeah,
2 schools would pay him that.
Yeah. Well, I think 2 of them are on that list. So you only have to go to one of them. Okay, so that's interesting. Okay, number 7.
Wait, I have a question for Spay.
Oh.
How much food did Bo Bassett take out of your mouth not posting a recruiting update for so long?
Because I just update the one article that's published by me, and like that always shows up when we look over, like the most viewed stuff.
And that's how we get our food.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about writing a letter and being like, "Hey, man, I'm starving out here. Like, you're taking food right off the table, but
alas,
yeah,
I can't. Yeah, everyone should.
Well, you know what he needs to do? If he can't do something every week, he's just got to throw some other teams back on there.
That is honestly, it's great because people are like, oh, why you keep like pumping this guy up or posting about him all the time. There are people in the office that have no idea about wrestling, don't care, but they're like, this is fun. I like following this.
Yeah.
And they come up, they're like, where's Bo Bassett's update and what school's gone and all that stuff. It's fun. Just don't take it too seriously.
Yeah, it's sports. Sports are fun. Okay, number 7, if I may.
You may.
Okay. Virginia Tech roster battles. Obviously, anything Virginia, near and dear to my heart, of course. But it's I'm super curious about this, particularly 97 and heavyweight, where at 197, Sonny Sasso came out and pinned literally everyone. 5 first period pinfalls.
Is it time to start the Sonny Sasso Hodge watch?
If he keeps up this pace, it's undeniable.
That's what I'm saying. He's got the most impressive season so far.
Quake take here. If he has 45 first period pins, he will win the Hodge.
I don't care what Carter or Parker does.
Yeah, doesn't matter. 45 pins.
Yeah.
There he is. There's young Sonny. But he's going against a very tough, very formidable Andy Smith, who's been holding down that weight for the last couple seasons and kind of reading tea leaves and, murmurs out of Blacksburg. It felt like Andy maybe had the advantage throughout the preseason. And, Sonny made a statement here. And similarly, Hunter Kaka's held it down at heavyweight for Virginia Tech. But you got Jim Mullen, who also had a really strong showing. I think he had 4 pins or techs out of 5 matches for the Hokies, but Hunter Kaka's there, kind of in Mullen's way potentially. So those guys they're going to the Mountaineer Open
Big
at
Jim.
App State. Look at Big Jim. You know who that hair reminds me of? Our producer Ever.
Yeah, I can see it.
You don't know what he looks like, but we do. And
You could fit a couple Evers in a
yeah,
small
Jim is bigger than Ever. Not that Ever's small. Jim is big. So that's exciting. And then 65, Connor Brady versus Mac Church, who is evidently a 65-pounder.
Yeah, right. I always associate him with lightweights, but he's tall. He got the frame, and he packed on the weight.
Yeah, so that'll be, Brady's similarly, he's held down that weight. And I feel like in all 3 of these, like the upside is maybe with the younger guy, but is it going to be enough to, circumvent, proven NCAA qualifier level guys for the Hokies? So that's something to monitor for sure. Their thoughts on the Hokies?
Yeah, just 157 Hippolito. They get
my
get
God.
New Andonian. They're even calling it out. They get their social media guys. Ethan is hyping him. They wanted to keep him under wraps so that nobody really knew that they got this guy here that can do like crazy things. He's got a Brazilian jiu-jitsu background, but all of his matches are fun. So you can watch the Southeast Open. The archives are all up on Flow. But any chance to watch the Hokies, pay attention to 157 this year.
Excuse me. Him versus Ed Scott will be crazy because Ed and Andonian had all these wild matches. Like Ed kind of matched Andonian's insanity on certain times. They had some insane matches. So I think Hippolito and both guys are really good upper bodies. So that'll be exciting. Kind of a Virginia Tech tangent, but those happen on this show. Okay, number 6, the Skinny Huskers, the low corn diet for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. We're gonna get to watch them against Utah Valley. You can watch this, I guess, on BTN Plus. Utah Valley headed to Lincoln to wrestle the Huskers, where we're going to see 174 Lenny Pinto. We're going to see 184 Silas Allred. Who else is down? Antrell Taylor down at 57. So I'm really excited for this team. I think it's going to be a super, super tough team. What else is going on in Huskers?
It'll be interesting to see who they put out at 125 because Cale Lordson apparently beat Caleb Smith in their wrestle-off.
That's very interesting. But Lordson being a true freshman, right?
Yeah, yes.
Hard to imagine them going with him, but he could get some cracks. I think if you're Nebraska, you probably save those and use Caleb now. Especially Caleb's not a guy with a big weight cut, right? But don't be surprised if you see Cale Lordson in some of these duels or even some tournaments, because it's a statement to beat Caleb Smith. Like you look at Smith's resume, you could say he's up and down, but you have to be a certain level to beat him over the last couple of years. So it could be you could chalk it up to a room thing, but I think it's notable, and I think Nebraska is a really, really fun team this year.
Yeah, Pinto at 74 and Allred at 84 could be like really scary. And then I want to see what Camden McDaniel does at 97.
Yes,
getting his getting out there varsity for the first time. So
yeah,
that's a tough back half of the lineup.
Okay, now we're into the top 5. I'm looking forward to watching NC State, the Wolfpack. Their new faces, new weights. They've got a lot of guys at a lot of different weight classes. We're gonna see Coy Biskins at 149. A lot of hype about him. He's had some nice freestyle results. Was a solid recruit for NC State. Kai Orini up at 141 after being at 33 for the last 3 years. Then you've got Matt Singleton up at 174. Excited to see what he can do. Really high on Singleton this year. I think he could have a really strong showing for the Wolfpack. So it's an exciting team, and they're going to need those 4 guys I mentioned: Singleton, Orini, Biskins. Oh, and also Arrington. Although I think he's probably going to redshirt this.
Yeah.
He's listed at 57, but I think he's probably going to redshirt.
Yeah, he's unattached for the Journeyman, where you can watch a lot of the NC State guys, the Collegiate Classic.
And where can you watch that?
Live on www.flowwrestling.org.
Hell yeah, you can.
There you go. H-yeah. We say H-yeah.
Yeah, you can.
H-E double hockey sticks, yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, NC State, always a fun team. We love the ACC here at Flow Wrestling. At least I do. I love it. And
no one reloads like NC State. Like, they're just coming at you with just more and more guys every year. This is never.
Their recruiting classes are always so big, and they a lot of times don't get those top 10 big board guys, but they love to get like 8 guys from the top 100 every year.
Yep. Just pack them in the room and let them scrap.
Yeah, it's got to be. Yeah, that has to be a huge factor in the development they see in the room too. Right. You think about their 25 crop they had Poulin, Noto, Camacho all there, and like that, and they have a lot of crowded weights like that. So, as always, NC State doing a great job, and excited to see what they're doing this week at Journeyman. Our number 4, I put Crookham upset alert. Question mark. Maybe we see it. Maybe we don't. Ryan Crookham, of course, pulled the upset. One of the upsets of the year last year, a year full of upsets, when he took out Vito Rujao at this very tournament. He beat him twice, once here and another time at EIWAs. And so could Crookham be on upset alert? And I think him taking on Lucas Bird potentially is maybe one of the more exciting potential matchups. Is that what people are seeing right now?
Yeah.
That's probably.
I don't know why.
Yeah. That's probably the matchup I'm looking forward to the most this weekend. Individual match.
I think so because Lucas was shelved last year. I don't think he wrestled a match. I think he was out with injury, and I'll talk about Illinois broader later on, but he seems like a guy. This is going to be a close match, right? Like Lucas doesn't give up scores easily. Ryan, he makes a lot of his defense is really the hallmark of what makes him so hard to beat. So it could be, Lucas is probably gonna have to get to an upper body type of situation to really challenge him. What are you laughing?
Avery Gaming is in the chat, real upset at you trying to say that Ryan Crookham is on upset watch.
Well,
he said, "CP, don't you even say it."
This is helpful for him, Avery, because you should always be on upset watch. You should always be a little bit paranoid out there, right? No, I mean, if you're asking me, is Ryan Crookham going to lose this weekend? I would say probably not. I would not predict it, but I'm excited now that he is the guy, right? He is the hunted, right? I think it's interesting. I'm curious to see what he does because I think he's the favorite right now, but I think it's definitely that the margins in his margin of victory is pretty narrow typically. So
yeah, this will kind of determine like kind of how he's perceived. If he runs the table and you're like, wow, Crookham is elite. He's a guy that we're going to talk about for a long time. If he takes some losses, you don't really panic if you're a Lehigh fan, like some people near and dear to me and my family maybe. Steve Spay, shouts to
Steve gets nervous.
He's like the most like chill guy about like all college sports. He's glad they're getting educations. That's like his number one. No joke. That's like the fact that Lehigh lists the major of all the wrestlers on their roster like makes him the happiest.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
With the Rob Roan greatest pins over Lambrick, he was so pumped about that because Roan is just like living like a cool life, like with a family, raising kids in the Lehigh Valley, and he's like, that's what that's what it's all about, not about the mat.
Wow.
But he hates NIL.
What's that?
But he hates NIL.
He's okay with it. I mean, he's not sweating it. With the doomsday scenarios, this is going on a big Steve Spay tangent, but he's always like, look, he's supported Lehigh wrestling since he went to college there. There will always be Lehigh wrestling in some form or another. The Lehigh wrestling was around before he even knew about the school, and it's going to continue afterwards. So it'll look different. It'll be whatever it is, but that's how he looks at it.
I like how he looks at it.
Yeah, he's a chill guy. So, but yeah, if Crookham does take some losses, back to Crookham, it's like you don't worry about it too much because he's got that track record, and he's still going to be a guy, and he's still going to perform in March, and then he's also doing a little NIL at the Hotel Bethlehem there, which Steve Spay met him there, and he said he's a good young man.
There you go.
I agree.
Steve Spay report.
That's Lehigh wrestling with Steve Spay. Okay, number 3. I just put Illinois for real because this is a team that really sort of took last year and really set up this year, right? You've got you had Bird redshirting. They made probably what was a tough decision with Cannon Webster to redshirt him. They've got Braden Scholes coming off redshirt. They've got a bunch of
The Bronagles coming back.
Bronagles are back, right? Edmund Ruth's moving up, and then who's their
They brought in Kreiser and they brought in Adasayev.
Yeah.
2 Cyclones.
Hey, is this
No, I don't know why Ever keeps pulling up.
all right? Just
pictures of the
keep
wrong
it on
guy.
us.
Yeah.
Don't pull up any more assets, Tyler.
I didn't. Yeah.
It's fine.
Well, a little more airtime for our
Ryan
great
Cook-
Lehigh wrestler.
We're over Ryan Crookham. We're not talking about Ryan Crookham anymore. So yeah, I mean, this is a team. At a bare minimum, they're going to be a bear in dual meets because they have 10 guys that are NCAA qualifier level, All-American level or better. You've got Adasayev at 25, 33 Bird, 41. Pusino's back. Webster, 57. Kreiser, 65. Braden Scholes, big recruit. Bronigal, 74. Edmund Ruth, 84. Other Bronigal, 97. And then Lucas Luffman at heavyweight. It's a really tough team. And so now we're going to see them. They duel Arizona State, right? And then
Yes.
they're in the journeyman pools, and they're going to be, they're going to be tested there. So we're going to get our first look at this team that I think is going to be really good, really tough. But it's all talk and speculation at this point till they do it on the mat. But I think Cannon Webster, he's going to be a guy we're talking about more and more. I just think his upside's really insane.
Yeah, definitely one of the more intriguing teams, as you mentioned. Some guys are redshirting. They didn't put Webster in the lineup last year. It's kind of setting up this year, and they got a lot of vets. Those Bronagles, Luffman's been in that lineup a bunch. So these guys know how to wrestle. They've been out there, and you can watch it all live on Flow.
Well, that's cool.
This weekend.
Yeah, Illinois. What do we think? Set JD. You're our odds making
Okay.
master. Set an over under for Illinois' team finish at NCAAs.
Ooh.
On the spot.
13, 14?
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere in that range.
I was gonna say like 11.5. Yeah, it feels like it could be a team that gets bit in the round of 12 type of deal.
We were talking about the other day, just the way NCAAs has scored it. You should get more points for picking up a couple wins and like making the round of 12 or 16.
Yeah, when you're better than half the field.
Right.
Yeah,
But you get basically no points unless you get bonus.
yeah,
Couple points.
it's true. We were, yeah, and Ben has railed on this forever. Like he hates that round. He feels like it's round of 12 should get more. I'm pretty sure that's what he said. And I kind of agree. It would be nice, but
It would put a lot more teams in play.
yeah,
It's so skewed right now to
champs.
champs. Yeah, that it like we see it locked up early a lot of times, and a tough team. We don't have to go on a whole dual championship tangent, but
Hot take.
you kind of want to see more teams in the mix. And when you get a team that doesn't have the big stars, your national championship guys, but like we were saying, 10 solid guys, that should be worth something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
My
Like
hot take
it's,
is
it's all the debate. Which is better, one champ or like 10 round of 12ers?
Yeah.
yeah.
Literally, they're scored identically.
Yes, exactly.
Right. Well, then the teams have to kind of define success however they want to pursue it during the season, and
It's a very Steve Spey kind of take.
yeah, success is.
Ooh, look at
me, diplomatic answer, Spay.
Well, my hot take is I think they should keep the scoring the way it is because to judge the best tournament team, I think they have it pretty much correct. I wouldn't really change anything, but then I would do a dual meet to decide a championship.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother hot take.
Okay. But yeah, excited to see what Illinois can do. Think they're a good team. Number 2, I just wrote, which Richie Figueroa are we going to see? I put it out there. He's my pick to win NCAAs. I felt like from February on, the run this dude went on was undeniable and unlike a run that any of the other wrestlers in this field had ever experienced. And so that gave me a lot of confidence in picking him when I was looking for something to tangibly hold on to and make this prediction. So now is his first test. I don't know if you can pull the pools up just so I can remind myself who he could potentially see. Camacho, I think Ryan Miller, some other tough guys at 125. Vince Robinson,
Gallagher, right?
and Gallagher, not Ryan Miller. Thank you. Adasayev. So we could see Figueroa tested. We don't know those matchups exactly, but it would stand to reason he's going to have some good challenges. And you know, you may think, oh, wow, these are walkovers for Richie. But, man, if you look at his entire year, kind of anything's on the table.
At one point, he was 5-5, I believe.
5-5. He got majored by Maximo Renneria. There were some low points for Richie. So I think this is an opportunity for him to make a statement that, hey, this is
my weight.
Yeah, my weight. I'm the guy you saw in Kansas City, and that's the guy moving forward. And not to say he's never going to lose again, but I feel like if he is that guy that I think he is, I think he beats everyone in this in his field for journeyman.
As a ranker, JD, I'm sure you're looking forward to someone providing some stability at 125, given how last
That'd be
year
beautiful.
played out, not having to pick a new, figure out who's number one every other week.
I know the fans love the carousel, but it was quite the headache as a ranker.
Yeah, those Monday afternoons keep you busy.
For sure. But yeah, excited to watch Richie this weekend. Also live on Flow Wrestling if you want to watch that. And my number one is the Stanford Cardinal heading to Iowa, taking on Iowa State and Iowa. Coach Chris Ayers. I mean, this is a tough back-to-back weekend. He took on AJ Ferrari and the Roadrunners week one.
That picture is so funny with Chris in the background, just kind of
Just
laughing,
laughing.
just like standing back. All right, he did it. Did the
Chris, Chris is a good sport on that stuff. I remember when Ashnall beat Kolodzic by 10.
Yeah.
He's holding up the 10 like Chris, like he wasn't stewing or mad. He's like, all right, I talked, and now this is how it goes. Like he didn't take the moment too seriously, and
100%.
I think that's a good approach for AJ also. So yeah, and now they're going to wrestle Iowa State Friday and then Iowa on Sunday. And listening to the
Saturday.
Oh, really?
I think it's Saturday.
Oh,
wow. Double check me on that,
Chris is
Tyler.
really making it tough on him.
But I'm pretty sure it's Saturday afternoon.
Okay. So either way, this weekend they're wrestling Iowa State, then Iowa. Now, Coach Kevin Dresser talked a little bit about his lineup. There's going to be quite a few guys out. No Tarakina, no Paniro, no Swiderski. Swiderski, they're getting him down to weight. No Younger, no Gaitan. So I think that's 5 wrestlers that you would presume would be starters that are going to be out.
Stanford probably the favorite on paper.
I don't think so.
You don't think so with all those guys out? I was kind of crunching numbers. I don't know.
You did a crunch. Okay, well, maybe.
They'll be the favorite at 25. Although, Osmani's season.
Osmani's season? I mean, it's going to be Mesa.
Oh, you're right. Dresser did say that.
It'll be Mesa. And then
But Provo's tough.
Provo's, I mean,
He's the favorite.
He's the favorite. Provo's the favorite at 25. All right, let's just run through it real quick. 33, Frost favorite. Could be bonus, even though Knox is tough. 41, is it going to be Jacob Frost or Redding? I think you still probably favor whoever Iowa State puts out there at 41.
Yeah.
49, Echmandia, I would take over Abbas.
Yep.
57, Chalakian's probably favored over Noctaboran.
Yeah, little knock.
65, Garvin favored over Uton. 74, who's that going to be?
We got it up. Lorenzo Norman
Versus Aiden Riggins. That going to be tough.
That's toss up.
It is a toss-up.
Riggins looked good in the wrestle off.
Did he?
Yeah, he beat up big knock.
Big knock. Bad?
Like 8-1, I think, or 8-2.
That is definitely interesting. So that's a toss-up. Maybe edge Lorenzo Norman. 84, Bachman versus Montero. Bachman will be the favorite there for Iowa State. 97. Oh, I don't.
Are we going to get
Christmas Carol?
Christmas Carol.
I believe so. He won the wrestle off, and Dresser didn't say he wasn't going. So
Slim Carol.
I'm
97.
excited. This is a great test for Christian Carroll against Nick Stemmet.
Goat.
2 goats, potentially. 2 of the greatest of all time. So that's a big one. And then heavyweight, I still think Iowa State's going to be favored there with Herrera against Mankowski.
yeah.
So it feels like
Yeah, you're right. I think we said Iowa State 6-4 matches, something like that. Could come down to bonus or a swing match.
That's in the balance. It's for sure in the balance, but I think Iowa State's still probably the favorite there. And then Stanford wrestling Iowa, or do you have a thought on?
I was just going to say shout out to Dresser for giving us, the lineup ahead of time. A lot of coaches, they guard those potential lineups very closely, but Dresser's a straight shooter.
Yeah.
Always lets you know.
It's always interesting to me because it's like, in football, you don't want them to know your plays, right? That would be bad.
Right.
But like in wrestling, I've never quite understood what do you think is going to happen if someone knows you're wrestling your stuff? Like,
Yeah.
what, extend that out. Like, what is the actual fear? But Dresser has always been among the most candid wrestling coaches.
I mean, he don't tell you why they're sitting, what injury they have.
Yeah, he's got knee sprains, healing up. We're bringing this guy down to weight. Yeah, very not the typical coach speak kind of guy. So it's appreciated. It's just good to know because now we're not talking about Hunter Garvin versus MJ Gaitan. Because he's not wrestling, right? Or how's Swiderski look at 41? Well, we won't know this weekend.
And a lot of fans will always kind of take the side of the coaches if they don't want to reveal information. But hey, on the media side, it is like the best thing.
Yeah, it's great.
Because otherwise, you're doing all these previews, and you're talking up stuff, and it just doesn't happen. It's like you just wasted all that time.
I get that it doesn't help the coaches maybe to reveal like who's in and who's out, but I don't understand how it hurts. Like, what are they gonna?
It's like a 0.5% chance, you want them preparing for this guy, so maybe they're watching film on this guy instead of this guy.
Yeah,
that's like the only thing, right?
But it's wrestling. Like, it's like, man,
you're not telling them the moves you're gonna do. Like, it's not like the plays analogy you use. It's not like you're going like, okay, well, I'm gonna hit this move, then this move. This is just you have the ability to do whatever you want on the mat.
Yeah, just wrestle. Aren't you gonna wrestle your stars? You're gonna
wrestle there.
It's not like you can play matchups or do elaborate bumping, other than Dresser, who
he will
do the triple bump. We've seen that. But yeah, beyond that. Yeah, I don't really understand I get that you don't want to reveal, hey, he is dealing with this injury, that this happened.
Yeah.
Like, okay, yeah.
Don't shoot on his left leg, please.
Yeah,
like
please,
you're not gonna say that.
Nothing. But just like, hey, he's not here or he is wrestling. I don't really understand. Maybe, hey, commenters, please help us understand why maybe coaches don't tell us nothing.
Yeah,
They just are lamenting with you
They're lamenting.
live. Yeah, they're like,
Wow,
yeah.
We just galvanize the support.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So then the Cardinal will head to Iowa City, the Iowa Hawkeyes home opener as well. And we're going to see the debut of Ja'Cory Teamer, much anticipated debut. We won't see Cardenas for Teamer part 5,000, but we will see maybe Chalakian versus
He's
Ja'Cory.
fun, though.
He is fun. He's definitely fun. I'm also wondering, we could probably find out, but will Stanford use Aiden Valencia in any like extra matches at any point in the year? I don't think that was the plan, or that wasn't what I heard, but he'd be a good guy to plug in different ways. Although when you have Jaden Abbas, maybe not as necessary. That's one of their more proven guys as an All-American.
his sister Nyla is on the women's Iowa wrestling team, so they got a little sibling reunion.
Maybe he does make the trip. Excited. What are the matches we're most looking forward to? Parco and Abbas we've seen, and Parco's kind of had the upper hand there in that matchup.
65 is going to be your highest ranked matchup.
Yeah.
Garvin and Caliendo.
Tough matchup for Garvin, I think.
I think so too.
Caliendo looks so.
He's relentless.
He is just a very. You look at his year last year, and he had just a very consistent high output year.
I said it on the broadcast, but I think he's one of the more underappreciated guys in college wrestling because there's not the flash, He's not going to come out and do anything super crazy, but he's consistent and he's a hustler. He puts points on the board.
Yeah. High attack rate.
He's like who you use for like newer wrestlers or you show your high school team.
Yeah.
And it's like you could do everything he does. He just like works super hard. And I mean,
He's an underrated athlete.
He
I
is
think
athletically
he's a really
gifted.
Good athlete.
Yeah. I'm not everyone could be Michael
You just said he
Caliendo.
can't run a mile in under 9 minutes. We all heard you say
Fine,
that.
prove me wrong. Let's see this.
All right, get on the track.
Start running. But like, yeah, it's like he's doing everything right, and the moves he's hitting aren't impossible for kids. So
I'm also excited to see 41. Just rider block.
Yeah.
Another crack at him. Was what we saw from him at Oregon State. Was that the rider block we're going to see this season? Was that first match nerves? I know Singleton's really, really tough. I'm not trying to downplay him, but just high expectations for Block coming into this season.
100%. I think your first match out, first college match, right?
Yep.
He didn't do any matches.
Not even
last year.
unattached.
You're a starter in a. Listen, it's not Carver, but that atmosphere was a real thing for a freshman to step into, and you're down and you have to come back and go get it. I think that's more than just a passing grade from Ryder against Oregon State, and now against Miranda potentially at 41. Could he widen a little bit? And that's a big question for Iowa. Like, as you look at their lineup and it's like stacked. 25 is a question and 41 is the second biggest question. And if it can turn into from Ryder from being like maybe he's a qualifier to like no, we could get some real production from this guy. That's something that can drastically shift Iowa's season because they're really good at a lot of other weight classes, but 41 still a little curiosity there.
I'm also curious to see who they throw out at 125. I kind of got the feeling that Peterson Cruz is going to be a back and forth type situation, but if they roll out with Cruz again, it could be maybe more his spot to lose type situation rather than still a 50-50 toss-up between those two.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Peterson given a cracker
Nope,
after the Cruz showing. But yeah, I think it'll probably be a back and forth thing. We've seen that with Iowa in the past. They'll give guys different. We saw it with who's it, Teskey and Shriver? Who was the other 33 they were using last year? Shriver. They kind of went back and forth there before ultimately deciding on Brody.
And did you determine whether that was Saturday or Sunday?
Yeah, I pulled it up. It's I believe Iowa State on Friday and Iowa on Saturday.
Oh wow, back-to-back days.
Mm-hmm. Back-to-back. I'm pumped. Iowa announced another sellout season, so Carver is going to be really cool, and it's dual meet season. I'll be in the Lehigh Valley covering journeyman events, which everybody should also tune into. But man, if you got another screen or something, pull up Iowa and Iowa State. Those should both be electric duels. It's fun atmosphere. That's what college wrestling is about: is seeing big teams and big fan bases. And Rebecca Black.
Okay. What else? Anything else with the Iowa Stanford? I think that's pretty much it. Definitely excited for those dual meets. Early on, it doesn't take much to get you excited, right? It's like,
no,
man, anything.
Scratch the itch, baby.
Yeah, I've just been waiting for this. Okay, cool. Where to next, James?
Let's get to the return of our pick'ems.
Wow. Ooh. First year in like 5 years without Ben.
Without Ben.
Yeah.
No Benny boy.
Moment of silence.
Okay.
Okay, he's not dead.
He's not dead. No, but
R.I.P. Ben.
We're gonna do pick'ems against
R.I.P. Uncle Ben.
We're gonna do pick'ems against some lines that I set again, and we're gonna keep track season long. Myself, CP, and Tyler. And we're going to do a punishment at the end of the season.
Yeah.
For losing. It has not been determined yet, and we are welcoming suggestions.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
So put them in the comments, email FRLsubmissions@flowsports.tv, which will be in the description to this. And if you send in a good enough one, maybe we'll do it.
We should consider a unique punishment for all three of us that is uniquely designed to make us extra. Like Tyler should have to wear something Michigan State or Ohio State or something.
That'd be crazy.
For the rest of his life. And then
for the rest of my life.
Yeah. It's just a small bet, dude. Just get a tattoo of the Buckeyes logo on your forehead, bro.
Yeah.
What?
Don't be such
what a wimp.
Yeah. Don't chicken out.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, I'm going to challenge you to do it.
Yeah. Or maybe like JD, we tie him to a chair and throw him down a flight of stairs.
Yep.
Terrible.
Oh, that's a good.
That's so JD.
And then
too. He hates getting thrown downstairs without being tied to a chair.
Oh, and me, like if I had to like drink a little pickle juice or something. Oh man, that'd be,
yeah.
Oh
or
my
poison.
God.
We just poison you and then you die.
Yeah.
These are getting good.
Burn.
All right, chat. You got to top poisoning.
Yeah, just a little arsenic in your meal.
Yeah.
Playing for pinks, baby.
A little hemlock. Yeah.
I'm not even in this, so I'm all in on the punishments. That's my thing.
All right.
All right. Our first handful of picks are going to come potential matches from the journeyman this weekend, the pools. These are not necessarily guaranteed to happen, but a handful of the best potential matches from there. We're going to start at 25, where we got Richie Figs versus Jacob Camacho.
Proposal.
Yes.
Could we do this serpentine style? So it'd be like Me, you, Tyler, Tyler, you, me, in that order.
We can do my serpentine.
Thank you. The Guns N' Roses.
Spade, do you also want to do it while you're on the show for fun?
No, I'm out. I don't want to get
Okay.
punished.
Yeah. Yeah. You think I want to get poisoned?
You think? Yeah,
right.
nobody's throwing me down a
A
flight of
horrible
stairs.
question, Tyler. All right, Richard Figueroa, Jacob Camacho. Figueroa, a 2.5 point favorite. So, 3-point takedown's the thing. This is probably gonna be a close match, but I'm still going Figs covers, Figs by 3 or more. That's my pick.
Which way are we serpentining?
You're next. I'm going by the
Okay.
sheet
I'm
order.
going Figs to cover as well. I think the version of Figs we saw at the end of the year is Richie Figs' true form. And I think we see that again. I think that he kind of established himself, right? He found himself probably dealing with some health things at the beginning of the year. He's kind of come into this year healthy. Stunner man time.
Stunning Man Rich.
Yeah.
Tyler, you should do a challenge where you try to get them all wrong.
Do I still get punished then?
No, we wouldn't do that.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm trying to. It's hard with the 3-point takedown to do the math on these things now.
It's like 2 plus 1.
3 is more than 2.
So a takedown and an escape is 4, and if the other person just gets 2 escapes, it would be 4-2. So I think Richie Figs covers as well.
You said 4-2, which was a not covering score, and that's how he concluded.
I think Jacob Camacho.
This was a finance major. Finance major.
I thought it was 1.5 for a second for some reason.
Yeah.
All right. 1.5 is our next line. 130.
That's why I got confused. I saw the 1.5 right next to it.
Ryan Crookham versus Lucas Bird. I made Crookham a 1.5 favorite. Tyler.
Oh, I go next?
Yeah. Serpentine.
Oh, I go first.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Lucas Bird. I think it's going to be a tight match. But I think Crookham wins, but
By exactly 1 point.
exactly 1 point.
Okay.
Well, you also get a Bird victory then.
That's true, too.
The odds of Bird winning or
You're
losing
putting
by
that
1.
for me.
Yes.
Okay, but
Oh,
that's not what
whoops.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
You were also sweating, having to do this spreadsheet, and we were like, it's the easiest thing to do. And you're like, oh,
My first time in a spreadsheet
Yeah,
ever.
freaking the sheets like Spay, it's easy, but
It's week 1. It's week 1. He's going to get so much better. He's going to get better.
he's got to get better.
James.
I'm going to go Bird as well.
Man.
I like the odds of either him winning or losing by 1. Although
I'm sort of with you in that I could definitely see this being like a riding time win for Ryan. But I think Crookham makes a statement and wins by more than 1.5 points. I think he wins. I think if it's a 1 takedown to none match, he covers.
Yeah,
I think
I
that's
keep
probably
thinking
what we'll
it
see.
could go to sudden victory, but it's still a 3-point win.
That's
that would always just piss Ben off so much when
He's like, it shouldn't be like that. And he goes, It's like, no. Like, that's how it is in Vegas. So I got Crookham there, Tyler.
Okay.
What's Avery saying in the real Avery Lynch?
Crookham is saying Tyler lock in. So
Crookham
said that?
Crookham's in the
Crookham
chat.
is saying that. Dang it. Now Avery's going to say it again. Avery is saying Tyler lock in. He's saying Crookham major. Oh, no. That's Colin Berkey. I don't know what Avery said. He said go back to school, Tyler.
141.
Something we can all this is what we can all get behind.
He's just roasting you.
141. Ryan Jack versus a young Luke Stanich.
Young but thicker.
I made
Hungry
Jack
Man.
a 1.5 favorite.
My brother. This is a tough one.
Is it my turn? I got lost in the
No,
serpentine.
it's
already.
actually me. You're never first.
Always in the middle.
Based on
Wait, that sounds ridiculous.
structure. Well,
We should have rotated.
I don't know. Let's just we'll serpentine this weekend. It's our own game.
Axl Rose already spoke. This is
Mm. Yeah.
we are our serpentine.
I'm going. Give me Luke Stanich.
Okay.
Ooh.
I think he's covering.
Spade
this.
nods in approval.
So now it's back to JD.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
This one might be the toughest one for me just because I don't know, the data on Stanich at 141 is still open, I feel like, because he beats Sergio, but then gets kind of whooped up by Jesse.
He's a professional whooper, though.
He is a professional whooper. Loves dealing out those whoopings. I am going to go Ryan Jack with 0% confidence.
I'm going to go with the same.
Jack. So another reason they're both redshirting, which is interesting. Like, are you just going there getting matches or whatever? But we've already seen Luke wrestle, and I feel like he's at a high level. So I feel good enough going with him.
Yeah, I don't know. Jack's been at the weight for a while, and I feel like he's been consistently there. That's why I'm going with him.
We have a lot of differences. This is good. JD did a good job already. And Tyler's up first.
I'm gonna go.
We don't know what it is though.
Man.
157. Myers Shapiro versus Ed Scott. Shapiro 3.5 point favorite.
Have these two wrestled each other before?
There's no way to know.
I'm gonna look it up.
What's that wrestling stats website?
Yes, I believe Shapiro won by 7-2 last year.
Yeah.
That does sound good though.
But check me on that.
Okay. Will you stall for me while I check you on that? Maybe you make your pick.
I'm gonna go Shapiro covers, even though it's out of Serpentine.
Oh wow.
I'll
violate the
Our
Serpentine.
long-standing.
You're correct. He beat him 7-2 at the Cornell NC State duel. Wait,
A lot of red in that duel.
so I'm gonna go. So you picked Shapiro covers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the same. I think, dude, he can score. This dude can score.
Yeah.
Points.
Ed is really good, but he's also a guy who will give up tons of points in pursuit of victory. So
That's why him and Iandoni have always had the sickest matches.
yeah, and sometimes they just stare at each other. I got Meyer.
I need to know how much exercise ball training Meyer has been doing this offseason.
He's not been posting it. There's no way to know.
He's still responding to comments on our video of him doing it though.
Oh really?
He's thinking about it. It's in his head.
Okay, and that's the mental training. Ray Higuchi told me is as important as the.
He also took an official photo with the ball, like his roster photo.
Is with the
Like
ball.
when the photographer comes in, takes the pictures. He took some with the ball.
So it's still there.
It's still there.
Ball
Speaking
guy.
of Ray Higuchi, we made a viral video. Many are saying it made its way from the United States all the way to Japan
Virally.
virally. And I don't know if you want to briefly explain what that video was in Ray Higuchi.
Well, so basically, here let me pull some stuff up on the screen. So
we're gonna do a quick. Oh wow.
Ray Higuchi posted this manga panel. Manga is a Japanese comic, right? And he goes, "Oh no!" ... with the eyeball emoji, and he's looking at it's this. Christian basically wanted to know what this meant, so I made a video explaining it. Do you want me to explain it again on the
It's
podcast?
basically, the old strong guy looks at the young strong guy and is like, "Oh wow, this is gonna be a challenge, and I'm excited about it."
Yes, that
I know animes.
that is the biggest thing. And he linked to our YouTube video where you had me explain in the office. He said, "Thank you, bro," and then he put like a crying, laughing, praying emoji, and then he said, "I have no idea how this will play out." And this is a scene from that same show
Hunter x Hunter.
where that guy dies. So
Wow.
he's ready to die to
ready
beat Ono, perhaps.
I don't understand what any of this has to do with Garfield. You said cartoons.
Yeah.
I did say that. Yeah.
Paul Garfield. So it's pretty cool, Ray Higuchi. We are big in Japan. Let it not be said that we do not have an international audience. We certainly do.
So
Japan's having a moment. Their wrestling team.
there was another tweet he put out in Japanese that I'm having trouble finding now, but he basically was like, "It's pretty cool to see people overseas like trying to interpret this. It makes it really fun."
Yeah.
Which I thought was
Is
cool.
watching anime the key to Japan's success?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Many are saying.
Is that why I was not very good at wrestling? Because
You don't watch
I
enough
watched, I watched
Japanese
zero
cartoons.
anime.
Dang.
That would be a good punishment for me. Because
Yeah, Tyler made me watch this training montage of a guy that did 10,000 punches in an hour.
It's this guy. It's this guy. The guy that Ray, in the metaphor, Ray is this guy, and I made you watch his training montage.
Yeah.
So,
It was pretty basic. He just does 10,000 punches a day.
but he prays and punches.
Yeah, praise and punches.
And first, it took him 18 hours, and then he realized after 2 years that he could do it in an hour. Because
Here's my thing. You can
punch
watch
faster
that
than the
training
speed of
montage.
sound.
Or you could watch Madagascar 4.
I was gonna say, or a Rocky montage, like a Rocky montage.
Oh yeah, but that was real
Definitely
life. That's
better.
not a cartoon.
That's what I'm saying.
He actually did that.
he actually did that.
Yeah, he did actually do that.
Yeah. All right.
Back to the picks.
back to the picks.
Okay.
180. Did we all give our 157?
Yes.
Yeah.
184. Ed Ruth, Dylan Fishback, straight up pick 'em.
No problem. Edmund. Give me Edmund
right.
Ruth.
Tyler?
Well, I should be putting last names like I have been. Ruth. Wait, it's you next, dude.
Yeah.
Baby Ruth. Ed Ruth too.
Oh man. I'm also gonna go with Ed Ruth.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Copycat league.
He's a 3-time NCAA champion. It's fine.
Our last potential journeyman match in the pick'ems, 285, Colton Schultz versus Isaac Trumbull. T-Rum's up at heavyweight, but I made Schultz a 1.5 favorite.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
You're up first, Tyler.
This is an interesting one because I don't know what Isaac Trumbull's going to look like at heavyweight, and I'm excited enough about it. I said early in another show, I said I could see him making a Lucas Davison-like run.
Wow.
There's parallels there. I could see it, and so I'm going to go with Isaac Trumbull.
I'm not mad at it.
Nebraska, stand up, but I'm going to go Colton Schultz.
Wow. We almost had Nebraska standing up.
Oh, yeah,
Doing first names.
This is a tough one. Trumbull, I feel like he's going to be able to hand fight well enough. Like, but will he? Like, in my mind, he will be able to, but I don't. It's also the biggest question. I'm going Colton this time. I'm not super confident. A 1.5, though? Give me Trums.
Ooh.
All right.
Yeah.
Flip-flop.
I feel like this could be a pick 'em, honestly. But I get why you gave the 1.5, but I feel like it's super close.
Oh, T-Rumble.
All right, last one.
That might be like the headline of the marquee of the whole journeyman weekend because it'll be probably last too. One of the last matches wrestled.
All right. That was it for journeyman. The only other pick'em match I got in here, Iowa Stanford 165, Michael Caliendo versus the hometown Iowa City boy, Hunter Garvin. But I made Caliendo a 4.5 point favorite.
Man, I like Caliendo to cover here. I think 6, 7, 8 point margin of victory wouldn't stun me. Hunter is a guy who can lose. You know, when he wins, it's great, but he can get blown out in matches as well. And losing to Bear Claw, if he came out and made a statement against Bear Claw and won big, I would consider Hunter here. But I think for right now, Caliendo just super proven.
I feel like Garvin would need a set of back points to cover this line. It feels like,
wow.
Well, it feels like Caliendo's going to beat him in the takedown battle by more than 2, I think, or 2 plus. So for that reason, I'm going Caliendo because I don't think Garvin is going to be able to put Caliendo on his back.
Okay. So you went with Caliendo?
Caliendo.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm going to go with Caliendo. He was like he looked great last year against everyone except for Mitchell Messenbrink.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stick with him.
Yeah, he got majored by Bianchi last year. He got teched by Tyler Lillard. This is Hunter Garvin. Lost 10-3 to Connor Brady. Teched by Julian Ramirez. Pinned by Garrett Thompson. So, when it goes, it can go bad. So, we'll see. Those are our pick'ems.
JD, we got breaking news for you from Kozak. He said, breaking news for JD, 5-year contract extension for Kevin Dresser.
5 years?
Wow.
Okay. Not the only thing for me. Obviously, Dresser wasn't going to get fired anytime soon, but
He was on the hot seat.
he's getting up there in age. He's retirement's kind of looming.
What's he going to do?
Yeah.
Come on. Come on.
A lot of people in the chat are saying we have no audio for the podcast. I don't know.
Oh, tight.
That's an important part of a podcast.
Yeah, some say that's an
For the whole time? Or
People just said it just went out for some people. I don't know if Ever has any insight on that for us, but it's been multiple
You know
people
what?
now.
since no one maybe can hear this, we'll see if people can.
Okay. I got audio on my computer.
We've got audio.
So
That sounds like Tyler.
That sounds a lot
Okay.
like you.
sounds like it was just a few people. I
What are
don't
they
know.
saying now?
There's other people saying that they have audio. There's some people saying they don't have audio. Okay, it's back apparently.
It's back.
It's
You
back,
should
baby.
turn the volume up. Perhaps they hit the mute button.
Possible. But okay, so yeah, wow. Congrats to Coach Dresser. 5-year extension. Well deserved.
Yeah, that's a smart play
Yeah.
by the AD.
Should we do questions?
Let's hit some questions.
Tyler always has questions, so it's appropriate that he is the man tasked with asking them.
With the changes to rosters by the NCAA, this is a Spay question, just has Spay energy all over it. With the changes to rosters by the NCAA and the possibility of programs shutting down, what would be the right number of programs for the sport to stay viable?
Oh.
And with more programs shut down, would it be beneficial to add more weight classes because of less programs?
What?
Spay.
No.
Well, you can't add weight classes because there's a roster cap.
I can't believe we're starting the questions with this.
It was the first question.
I don't know what weight classes, how that would really help stuff. I think
Ignore
10
that
is a
part.
good number, and the programs to stay viable. Guys, D3 is adding teams every year. There are more D3 programs than there's been like ever. So wrestling's not going anywhere. It's just getting less money from D1 programs.
Okay.
Is the worst thing that'll happen, which is not good. Which you want resources and opportunities and high levels and stages, but wrestling's not evaporating.
Yeah. Let's go to more serious questions here.
Next one from Salty Walk-On. What's your favorite dinosaur?
It is so tough to not go Velociraptor. I mean, Jurassic Park, it hit me at the perfect age. I was like 9 or 10. It was the first PG-13 movie I was able to watch. And then I watched Nutty Professor, and my dad saw it and said, you're not allowed to watch PG-13 anymore. So thankfully, I got to see Jurassic Park. Amazing movie. And who didn't love the Velociraptor? They're opening doors. I mean, that kitchen scene. Jurassic Park holds up in such an incredible way. It looks more real than half the movies they're making now. So an intelligent pack hunter. They're tricking humans. Clever girl.
Literally smarter than humans.
What do you think Velociraptors actually looked like? The ones with like the feathers or these
No feathers.
ones over here?
They looked
They had
exactly.
feathers.
You like this bad boy?
They had feathers, isn't
The
it?
big eyes there, that's your anime.
The one
The Land Before Time Velociraptor.
I think they look exactly like Steven.
Some people think they look like these are the two versions of Velociraptor. Some people think they look like this.
Don't California my
Velociraptor.
no feathers.
I'm pretty sure it's like proven like a lot of dinosaurs had feathers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
birds
a
are
bunch
dinosaurs.
of chickens running around.
That wasn't that
You
a
sound
plot
like
point
the
in Jurassic
you sound
Park?
like the little kid that challenged the scientist guy,
Doesn't
Dr.
that happen
Alan
in
Grant,
Jurassic
and he's about to walk up to you with his little Velociraptor claw and talk about spilling your intestines and eating you while you're alive.
Are we about to cut open JD's stomach?
That's his
with a claw?
punishment.
That's my
if he-
punishment?
No, if he loses the pick'em contest,
Yeah, we open up his guts.
we have to get a Velociraptor.
Do you guys have
Arm
any
me
more?
up and feather me.
Yeah. Any others? What else is?
I like what's it called? Ankylosaurus, the ones with the
big tail?
big bald tail, super hard like shells. Those are cool.
That is a cool one.
Ankylosaurus?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's kind of like a Stegosaurus, but it's got a
Cooler.
Oh, this looks sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this guy.
it's
It's an Ankylosaurus for those wondering.
Ankylosaurus.
Yeah.
And they're-
Like
know
an
their name.
armadillo. That looks like a Pokemon, honestly.
That does look very
See,
Pokemon.
people in the chat roasting me. They're like,
Badass.
of course Tyler knows anime. Of course you know Pokemon. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know Pokemon. Honestly. I've just seen pictures of them. They kind of look like that,
I
honestly.
mean, if you could fit in your pocket, becomes a pocket monster.
They're all inferior to the Dino Nugget, though. I think we can all agree.
Okay.
That is Dino Nugget. Oh, you mean just like nugs,
The
just
food.
like tasty, chicken.
In the
nugs.
shape of
you
dinosaurs.
have one, Tyler? You wore a Dino Nerd shirt yesterday. If you don't have a favorite,
I do. I'm pulling up a picture of my favorite dinosaur right now. It is the Mosasaurus. You guys know this one? It's like the giant sea one.
Oh, of course, we all know Mosasaurus.
It eats sharks.
It's kind
thought
of
you were
lame.
gonna
It's
go-
kind of lame being in water, though.
I thought you were. Gonna
Dude,
go
that's why they're so scary because they're.
Freaking merman.
But it hides from all the real dangers. Like a Velociraptor.
I would just never get eaten by one because I would never go in the water.
This is like the biggest dinosaur that ever existed, or something like that, probably.
Yeah, big dino.
Okay.
It's cliche, but nobody has said the king of dinosaurs.
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah, give me a little.
Tyrant King.
I can't with those little arms.
Yeah, the little alligator arms and the giant heads, all top heavy. It's kind of funny looking.
I just loved it when it ate the attorney going. to
Oh,
the
taking
bathroom.
no outhouse is safe from the dreaded Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah.
I got a feathered Tyrannosaurus Rex here too.
Get that out of here.
Wearing a coat. Boo.
We're gonna get this show flagged.
Give me my
showing this
nude
stuff
T Rex, not wearing a
Yeah.
coat.
Stop Californiaing
you
my
like this guy.
dinosaurs.
Obviously, look at that big stupid head.
Oh yeah, gosh.
Those
how did-
giant jaws,
about to get snapped
stupid
down.
legs.
I would.
oh,
I would
wrong one.
snap go behind a T-Rex so hard.
Yeah, hand fighting a T Rex is a piece of cake.
It would be no problem.
Big head defense, no hand defense.
That's right.
Okay.
All right.
But he's still the king.
Next
was fun.
question. Next serious.
I want to know what Avery Gaming's favorite dinosaur is.
Golden
I think
retriever.
I think he had to head out for the day. But he will comment this if we ask him to. So Avery,
all right,
let us know.
we'll check back on that with Avery's favorite.
Next question is from the real Slink. He said 2013 Jordan Oliver versus 2022 Yanni Diakomahalis in folk style. Who wins?
I love John Michael Giacomahalis, but I'm going with Jo.
I feel like peak Jo was 133 Jo though. Peak college Jo.
Then he got big. He went undefeated that year.
What year, Yanni? 2022. Who did? Did he have any close matches?
Lost to Gomez.
Lost to Gomez. Did he? And that was
Or I
the year
guess
he had a close match with Ridge at CKLV.
Yes.
Did he have any close matches at NCAAs that year? That obviously wasn't the Joey McKenna year.
I don't think so.
I'd probably go Jo. Maybe a little nostalgia there, but
Yeah.
It's all yeah.
I mean, Yanni beat Jo 2019 and freestyle.
I know.
It was 3 years previous.
It's definitely a match. It's definitely something that,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, that you want to see. It's not like, there's the two of the best of those.
But honestly, like part of my rationale for Jordan, like, does it really matter? Because like Jordan, I think is a vastly superior mat wrestler. But is he gonna ride Yanni? Like who rode
Yanni?
Who rode Yanni? Who posted baby with gun? I don't know.
Barb, is that you as a baby?
Yeah, I'll stick with Jo, but I don't really know.
Next question.
Next question.
That's where.
All right.
Come on, Tyler.
Next question is Sajulayev versus Tazudinov the biggest match since Beloglazov versus Smith?
Well,
I think
Wasn't Beloglazov Smith a weight change situation? Then we had never seen it.
yeah, Sergey went up, I guess, but
I mean, I would more compare Snyder Sajulayev after 2017 to Snyder Taz, the rematch versus some match we had never seen before.
yeah. Honestly, it feels like Sajulayev Taz, it can't be as big because it's a rematch that had a decisive sort of result. Where the
I mean, it was an injury default, though.
Come on,
I know, but
that was a
if
quit. Sajulayev, you quit that match because you were getting.
Sajulayev wasn't healthy,
I don't know. He's healthy enough to beat Galej, so he wasn't that hurt. I think it was just going bad, and he quit. And he quit the tournament. I think
he had something wrong. I think he had surgery after.
I'm not saying he was great, but he could have finished. If he was winning that match, he wouldn't have quit. Period.
yeah, that's true.
That's a fact.
Yeah, that's probably true.
So then he quit the match. It's not that big, but it's really big.
I'll take the cop-out answer and just say it's bigger because everything in wrestling is bigger than when Beloglazov and Smith wrestled because you could hardly ever watch it. There was no even message boards back then. I mean, there was nothing.
What would you have even done with your time with no message
Just
boards?
not watch wrestling is what you did. You get 15-second clips once every Olympics. That's the only thing you do.
Dang.
The question is, will Sajulayev go back up, or is he going to stay at 92?
Didn't he say he was going up? He said he was done with 92, I thought.
Well, so here's what he said. There's an interview where they asked Sajulayev, hey, would you wrestle Taz in like a prize fight type of one of these cars things? He's like, no, I want to do it at the World Championships. That's more meaningful. So,
But he didn't say, I'm going 97 at these World Championships.
yeah,
I don't
but
think he has said
He
yet.
did, though.
I don't think he did either of those that I heard. But to me, I hear that and I think, okay, he's going to wrestle Tazudinov at the World Championships. That sounds like the goal.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the biggest match.
He needs to get
moving
it
forward.
back.
You don't think he has it back? Oh, you're saying he needs to get that match
He
back?
needs to get that match back.
Yeah.
I think that's.
Not quit.
At this Worlds, he got his swagger back.
Do you think he'll wrestle through the next Olympics?
Yeah.
He'll probably take it year to year,
I don't
but
know.
He's
getting-
getting,
if he keeps, if he
Getting
keeps
old.
looking like he did this year, then yes.
He's aging, but, I mean, yeah, why would he stop?
I'm guessing that's what I'm saying. I'm guessing his plan is to go through 2028, but
Tell me his plans.
Tell me a plan.
go through 2028.
Shit. Good question.
There's even talk of him dropping down to 86.
Yeah.
That would apparently was a rumor spiraling around
love rumors.
Albania that, it went
Yeah.
good here. And
I was told that rumor. I do not believe it, but
Yeah.
I don't think so either. I would.
it kind of makes Russia better. But
I bet we see him at 97 the rest of the way. And he goes to Worlds and the Olympics if Russia's allowed back in.
Next question. If Bear Claw continues to have more success this season, do we see more Penn State backups leaving for starting spots at other schools? Bear Claw wasn't even the first one, though.
These guys are not staying at Penn State because they don't think they could win other places. That's not why they're staying, guys. So no,
because you think that's your best place for you to become the best wrestler you can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's. I don't think Terrell ever wondered if he could be a guy that's contending for All-American honors if he was somewhere else. I don't think that was a mystery to him. So no, I don't think this will impact that personally.
I also feel like you have guys like Bearclaw or like Michael Beard, like guys who maybe like it's toward they want to finish their career starting somewhere. I feel like it's more common at Penn State for maybe guys to be okay sitting the bench for the first couple of years, but they want to finish their career in the lineup. Yeah. Whereas like if you have a guy who's like pretty good, you're seeing him win matches, he wants to end his career in a lineup.
Beard's gonna have 3 seasons at Lehigh, so he left pretty early. But they brought in Dean.
He still graduated though.
But he was already in the lineup.
He did?
I think so.
Not great.
No
He
way.
was there for like 1 year, maybe 2.
He was there for 2 years.
For some reason I thought he graduated and then transferred.
No, I don't think so.
And then just got a bonus with COVID.
That was his first year. He got 7th. That was his true year, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Matt McVeigh wants to know, Penn State methods and approaches have always been a bit of a mystery. With Taylor being at Oklahoma State and willing to do interviews and discuss more, will we eventually see Penn State's playbook?
He'll discuss more. I don't think he's going to discuss this.
Yeah, no coach is going to say, "Here's my playbook." Buddy.
Here's our plays. I think over time more is going to get out, and I think it's kind of like, when, and I'm not saying this is the Cale David situation, but like with everyone was trying to get a piece of the Patriots when they were just dominating and like getting all these Belichick assistants, and none of them ever really did jack. I think it's like it's not as simple as like knowing the thing. It's how to implement. There's other stuff happening there that is part of it. It's not just what they do in practice. I think it's an entire ecosystem that is,
Yeah, I think
I don't think you can up and replicate anything.
The more that comes out, there's no big grand secrets. It's just getting the right recruits, the best recruits that love wrestling and are willing to work hard.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think they're definitely doing some things differently there in the development, in the training, and you hear about the 4 practices a week, but also the thing that David what's the thing that David has talked about replicating the most at Oklahoma State?
Is it RTC and culture?
RTC. He wants. And I think he really attributes that. I mean, the fact that these guys can pull a world champion, Olympic champion, you can get all these different looks and feels. I think that's one of the most important things. And that's not really replicable many places.
Yeah, think of what Braden Thompson just got to do.
Yeah.
Like if
crazy.
Very few people are ever going to have an opportunity to train and work that closely with a guy at that level.
No.
Ever. No matter what school you're talking about. So.
100%. So I don't know if we'll get playbook so much. I think the best benefit you could get out of this, and you're seeing it with Penn State's opening up a little bit more just in media. I mean, just follow their social media, right? We're seeing a lot of footage from the room, and you're seeing them, do wrestling things,
Which seemed like that picked up a little bit, like a little more inside the room, a little more videos.
Yeah. So I think you're going to see a little bit more, and I think what the best benefit they'll get out is just kind of how they spiritually and how they kind of culturally run things. So I think that is one of the most important things you can learn about a program like Penn State.
Yeah, I don't think that they necessarily are teaching more or different or better technique. I think where you see Penn State have the edge is like the number of people they're able to put in the semis or put in the finals, and like it's how they are able to get the most out of their guys. And I think that a lot of that comes down to like probably their philosophy, and I don't think they've necessarily kept that a secret at all. I think it's just hard for people to implement maybe.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. Do we consider winning a trophy a successful first year for David Taylor, or does it need to be a 2nd or 3rd place finish?
I mean, what's the difference between 3rd and 4th in reality? I think if he got 4th, that would definitely be successful. I mean, look at the Oklahoma State finishes the last few years. They were 10th last year. They were, I think, 18th the year before that. Yeah, top 5 would be a great result for Oklahoma State. And also, like, it's a little reductive with even Oklahoma State last year because they had a really good season, a good team. Like, they had won some big dual meets. Like, it's more holistic. And but I think the expectations right now are a trophy, right? For Oklahoma State. And I think that's what they're pushing for.
That's the bar. That's where they're currently ranked. So, yeah, I'm not going to say if they take 5th place, it was an unsuccessful debut for David Taylor. He's already clearly making a huge impact.
Yeah.
So,
cool.
Can you explain how the selection process works for the All-Star Classic? Do you start at 1 and work your way down? Do players have the final say or do coaches? Is it a mix of both?
Yes, that is how we start. We start with 1 versus 2 and work our way down. I feel like it's the coaches that are, well, some of it's just schedule. Like Virginia Tech and Missouri are dueling like the next day, so no Keegan, no Caleb Henson.
I think Iowa has a duel the day before.
Oklahoma State has a duel the day before and the day after. So that obviously impacts it a lot. Now you can, of course, if they wanted to send a coach with one of the athletes, they could do that. But typically they try to keep their teams together. So that's an obstacle. But yeah, the coaches are ultimately who are making the calls here, more so than the athletes.
Mm-hmm. All right. Get ready for this one.
Oh, boy.
Who would win in a Cale Sanderson versus Ben Askren folk-style match?
Guys, this Cale Sanderson versus insert any name ever, it's him. He's the greatest folk styler of all time by such a wide margin. You don't even discuss who's number 1. You can discuss 2 through 10 with great energy and excitement. But there's nothing like.
What does he mean right now, though?
Does it matter?
I'm saying I don't think that would matter either. I think Ben would be.
Yeah, I was going to say, what do you think Ben would say?
Question.
Ben would say, I would lose?
I'm sure he would say that. Ben is very.
He's a little smaller.
Shots fired at our.
Yeah, he's much
co-host.
smaller. Ben, yeah, I mean.
Kale's a big dude.
Kale's a big person.
I should have a hard time imagining Ben saying, yeah, I would lose. I feel like you're putting
I
words
think
in his
he would
mouth. And I
probably
don't know if he'd
say
appreciate that.
he would explain why it would be hard and the couple different areas where he would explain why he think he would have a chance, but then I think he would ultimately conclude that Cale would win.
Okay. I thought this would be a little bit more debated, but just.
I mean, maybe in a fight or something. Like, I don't know.
Do you see Davino being an All-American if he starts this year?
Not enough data. I don't know. I really like him as a prospect. I think right now, if you want my opinion, he's a round of 12 type of guy. If he goes to Vegas and wins or something like that, okay. But right now, a win over Nick Bouzakis is not enough for me, especially a teammate win. I don't know. He's definitely an All-American eventually. Is he this year right out the gate? I'm not as sure.
Let's see. Lucas Bird is currently ranked 8th.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking.
That's why I
kind
said.
of tending to.
If he was, I wouldn't be shocked. Would you be
what?
shocked if he was an All-American?
No.
I would be like, yeah, sure.
Not shocked me because
It's interesting to see all the true freshmen, like who's got the best shot at being an All-American. He's probably up there, but it's very rare that it happens.
yeah.
I'd say probably Lilidol with the best true freshman shot at 125.
Davino is, I think, the last high school opponent to beat Marcus Blaze.
Chase.
At Ironman.
So, I don't know.
He's really good.
Next question. Has Japan surpassed Russia as the biggest threats at the World Championships now?
Not really, because Russia is everywhere, right? Albania, Russia. Russia. I mean, they have their fingerprints all over Hungary and Bahrain, and so if you mean, and even if it was just Russia's still representing Russia number ones versus Japan, I'm not gonna. You can't take 1 year and say this is the new reality.
Especially a year when Russia didn't compete in 6 of the weight classes.
Yeah, everything's still weird for Russia right now. So yeah.
If you're just like blindly not knowing the weight or the wrestlers or literally anything, and it's just you just know the countries, Russia versus literally any other country, like, you'd put your money on Russia and then figure out if it was a good bet or not. So but your odds are Russia is going to be the best.
And Japan's depth still doesn't even sniff Russia's.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say there is a possibility in the future. It's not here right now, but it's a country going to war is really bad for your athlete 20-year-old age guys. So there's a reason why you don't see wrestlers from Siberia anymore, is because that's the number of guys that end up enlisting and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
Buryatia, Sakha, in Yakutsk, they're
all the
not in
rural
teams
folks
anymore. It's all Dagestan and Ossetia, and even those places are getting heavily recruited for Russia's war, which is very unfortunate for many different reasons.
Yeah.
But as things continue, there was a reason why Iran was kind of down in the late 80s. They went through a devastating war with Iraq, and a lot of their young adult male population just was not available to do sports. It's very unfortunate. It's very bad. But if things continue terrible, in down the bad path, then Russia might have trouble fielding full teams, but it is not there right now. They are still rolling out really solid wrestlers.
Yeah. And even still, Japan beat us this year, but doesn't mean that Japan is like better than us. Like they won this year. Who knows when if Zane Rutherford got to go at 70 kilograms, we probably win that weight class. Like, I'd love to see a duel.
Yeah, it's awesome that Japan is.
We like
in
our
this
guys.
Conversation though, there was a while where Japan, World Cup type stuff, it wouldn't be like maybe they got a guy here or there, but it'd be like India. But now they're putting together more and more solid teams, and it's good to see.
Yeah, it is.
Someone else asked, what would it take to get a U.S. versus Japan duel set up? Money.
More money than you can make on it.
More money than you can make on it. It's a really neat part of wrestling. Growing it.
It's great. But yeah, Japan's so far away.
Well, that
plane
too.
tickets alone.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I was just there, so I know this. I've been. All right, next question from Logan Lamphere. He basically just wants to know if we can do a presser with the Cowboy RTC next time we're in Oklahoma State.
I don't even know what that means.
He wants to hear from these guys that people haven't really heard from since they got to Oklahoma State.
Yeah, I'd love to. All right, we'll be at Stillwater this year.
Handshake emoji.
We'll get time with we will do it, Logan Lamphere.
All right. And this one could be fun. Avery Lynch said, give me your top 3 international wrestlers to follow on Instagram. He said that you don't follow right now, but I'm going to take that out. You guys can start naming international wrestlers. I'll pull up their Instagram and we can rate it maybe.
I mean, I'm big on Ono right now.
Mm-hmm.
Ono's real hot right now.
Ono.
He's funny on social media.
Funny on Twitter.
Yep.
Who's the guy that always posts with guns and horses?
Karugliev.
Karugliev.
Yeah.
They don't do it as much anymore.
Saturday
like
Live on a horseback is a pretty big.
We get less of that than we used to 5 years ago.
They lost their blue collar grit.
No more plow. No more
plowing
either.
Yeah. Kenny Magomedov had some really great posts in the past.
Karugliev posted this AI generated.
Baby posted baby with plates.
And it made me laugh.
Translate that?
So they started plowing since 1993. Everything is not easy as it seems.
You have a way stronger right arm because there's 2 plates on that one, only one on the other.
Yeah, come on, baby.
I have a feeling he was born in 1993, and that's why it has something to do with that. He's implying this was him as a child.
Okay.
So it may have been.
Kirby's a good follow. Kurbanaliev.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
he's a coach now.
Bro, he is so funny. He is the class clown. I can't even say any of the jokes he said to us.
Really?
No,
he told some blue.
Yeah, there's different bars for political correctness, which
wow.
Yeah.
I kind of want to go hang with Kirby now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at this dude. Hey, good time to plug.
To be a potato farmer.
Yeah.
So much more.
What was the name of the little short doc that we did with Kirby?
Man of the Mountains.
Man of the Mountains. Go watch that. It's cool. Dagestan's got some crazy nice landscape.
Yeah. Look at
it.
What a beast.
Sign him up. Get him on the farm.
Mm-hmm.
You want Kirby.
Abbas Kadzi's a decent follow.
Okay.
Yeah.
To die on the mat. All right, good ones.
Yeah, great. Those are all our questions.
Those are all our questions.
It's 11:30.
And it's 11:30. I thought there was another one in there. Hey, do you want to give a quick rundown on the Live on Flow things?
I sure will.
Thanks.
Let me pull that graphic up.
Oh, we should point out on that graphic too. Wranglemania starts at 9 a.m., but those duels are going to happen at 4 p.m.
Got
It's a 9 a.m., a 11, a 2, and a 4, I think. We'll put another graphic out.
All right, hit us, Tyler.
All right, let's pull this on screen. We got, yesterday we had North Central versus Carthage.
Flow Wrestling Night in America.
Flow Wrestling Night in America. What's today's date? Am I messing these dates up? Today's the 7th. I don't know why I thought today was already the 8th. So tomorrow we got Iowa versus Life. November 9th, we got ASU versus Illinois on Wranglemania. We also got NC State versus Campbell, Wranglemania. We got Throwdown on Yorktown, November 8th.
Whoa.
There's a bunch of schools
Watch
there.
out, Yorktown.
A bunch of military schools there. We got the Bill Farrell this weekend. We
Talked about all the high schoolers scrapping there. Kyle Snyder.
We got the Tiger Style Invitational, schools like Missouri, Little Rock, Purdue, Maryland, Cal Poly,
On the 9th.
SIUE. Then we got the Journeyman Collegiate Classic with schools like Cornell, NC State, Illinois, Lehigh, Army, ASU, Pitt, Penn, Lock Haven, Harvard, VMI, Hofstra, Duke, Sacred Heart, F&M.
F&M.
Also Cal Baptist.
Okay.
And the Michigan State Open
Yeah.
And the Michigan State Open.
just happened. That's your favorite school.
Lots of Michigan guys in action. Chase Saldate will return to his home gym with a different singlet on.
Ooh, that'll be awkward. Bowman, maybe on the mats.
We'll see.
How many
Do
men?
you know? Do you have any insight? Do I know more about Michigan wrestling than you right now?
I don't know what you're alluding to.
Is he wrestling this weekend?
I don't know. Why?
Because I'd love to watch him.
Okay.
We
I
could
knew
get
it
another
was.
Brockman.
I don't know if any of the guys who wrestled at the Clarion are going to be wrestling at Michigan State, but I guess we'll see.
I want at least one man.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're ready to get out of here. Hope everyone has a great and fun weekend. We'll be watching a lot of wrestling, no doubt about it. What else is up? No, we'll be back next Monday. Maybe we'll have a guest. Maybe we won't. I don't know. Game time is not a tease.
Shout out to Eric Olenowski for hooking us up with that cool hat from.
That is a very cool hat. Also, it's softer than I could have ever imagined.
It's a nice. It's a good product.
It's a serious hat. He says in Kyrgyzstan they wear these like baseball hats, like you wear those.
Kyrgyzstani baseball hat.
All right. Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.